Dang, let's get it on.
Let's get it on. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Wretched Wrestling Podcast. My name is Craig Dixon, alongside good old FR, Fred Robinson. We're here, episode 94. We're here to talk Extreme Rules Aftermath and the very beginning of our SummerSlam build. Fred, what'd you think of Extreme Rules? You right there?
Hey, everybody. What's up?
Yeah?
Am I allowed to speak? Or you just, told everybody who I was, what we're doing here, and maybe you don't even need me, I guess, you know?
Well, I've noticed since you got here that you kind of haven't been talking much.
It's okay.
I think there's some hard feelings. Not that
hard feelings.
Not that phrasing.
Don't double down.
Right. Well, will not double down. We will not be double fisting.
Don't go doggy down either.
There will be no switch hitting. We are just going to talk about
one lane, one direction, one love.
I wouldn't say One Direction or One Love because that's also it's questionable. More than anything, it's questionable.
Well, you know what's not. Well, you know what is questionable, Craig?
Yeah, why is that, Fred?
My love towards you.
See, so it's questionable.
It's
now?
Questionable, you know.
I guess that's an improvement from my standpoint.
You know, I'm always questionable. I'm definitely letting you know that this is questionable.
Good, maybe
I'm positive that it's questionable.
Okay. Are you HIV?
Questionably positive.
Are you
positively
HIV
questionable? What?
Are you HIV positive?
I haven't seen a bee in a long time, so why would I? It doesn't make sense, dude.
Yep, that's exactly.
I've never seen a hive around, you know. What the hell, you know? Anyway,
yeah,
folks,
what?
before we
delve on,
before we get into Extreme Rules, maybe we should talk about our extreme sponsor this week.
Oh, we have an extreme sponsor. This week.
An extreme.
See, I wore my ECW shirt because I knew it was going to get extreme this week.
Oh, okay, and I was wearing my WNA shirt, Wrestling Nerds Alliance, because I wanted to wear an extremely gay shirt. No, I'm just kidding.
Come on, why?
Come on,
just go.
We gotta make friends sometimes.
No, you know what? You know what? Fuck them. Not fuck them. Fuck the PWO. You know why? No, I'm gonna say it.
His views are not mine.
We are always promoting your shit, always talking about how great a show this was, doing all that shit, and then when it comes to giving a good old rub to your Wretched boys,
maybe they're afraid to give me a rub.
Well, okay, that's a good point. Maybe it is your fault. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna blame you. I'm sure it's my fault because everybody thinks I'm racist, apparently. But we're here.
We're there.
We're everywhere.
So is our sponsor this week.
Uh-oh.
Women are always pushing their men to be more open with them. Sometimes we are open, but not with our mouths. To truly express yourself as a man, your woman needs something special, something spontaneous. Flowers? A love note? Wrong! Those are passé, Craig. This is the 21st century breakdown. And to show true love to your chick, there's only one way, and that's through dick pics. What better way to show intimacy through the body part that will show her the most of it? It's time for a DP. Go to dpgopro.com to get the best quality dick pics. Large resolution for a large situation down under. Don't be a loser who sends her a blurry picture of your penis that resembles a magic eye picture. Show her the real magic with dpgopro.com. Use referral code WWP today and get 5. Sorry, Craig, I said 5.
I heard 5.
Free dick pic printouts from all different sizes to pocket size all the way up to mural. Go to dpgopro.com now and get yourself some DPs.
Where do you keep finding these sponsors?
I'm not. This is the beauty of this show is that, they find us
audience?
somehow or me because actually they go to my regular Twitter, my FRobin85. They don't even go to our
Grindr
page.
account.
No, that's been deleted.
The second time, right?
The second time, but permanently at this point.
at this point.
Well, I mean, they're saying that my life hasn't ended yet, so it's all right. Whatever. Craig,
social life is
really?
dead.
Do you have to start with me? You already started. You ended things with me last week, and now you're gonna start.
Well, Fred. I mean, come on.
You know what? I'm gonna be in a good mood this week.
You're making me out to be the bad guy here, but really. Are
you oozing with machismo?
Am I oozing machismo?
The bad guy.
Oh.
Reza.
I thought you were going for a mucho machka joke there. I wasn't really sure where you were going.
That was last week, mucho. I mean, hermano, but...
Mucho?
Don't know what that means. No. I'm going to be in a great spirit today. This is Fred. I mean, this is episode 94. Craig, we got 6 more episodes after this before we reach CN.
CN. That's true.
Not Almas.
I can't believe
but WWP. Can you believe that?
It's going to probably come maybe a week or two right after
SummerSlam?
SummerSlam, yeah.
You think so, huh?
Yeah, I think it's...
Yeah, I guess that would make sense. Unless...
I think it'll
we
be
hope,
a
anyway.
week. Yeah, well, we have to record every week or something.
Yeah, because we got a month and a half. And
why are there always bots?
And then
Fucking
there's...
Periscope.
There's... sorry, I lost my train of thought there.
Sorry.
Anyway, Extreme Rules...
More like Extreme Drools. I say that jokingly, and it's a terrible joke that's been beaten to death 1,000 times. But
there is context.
I don't want to speak for. Mia Surfer has joined us on Periscope, doing the countdown from.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna start off with that because we don't need to go in the order of this fucking card.
I didn't love it, but Craig, talk about it.
Yeah, dude.
Show 'em what's up.
We were already sitting through a ton of fucking Extreme Rules, and spoiler alert, we didn't really like this pay-per-view.
Was it really extreme, though?
No!
Was the show really that extreme?
It should have just been called Rules. There are some rules sometimes. That's what the show should have been called.
There was, a thing on Reddit where they were, someone did, logo for next year's Extreme Rules, and it had, the X, but it said regular rules. I was like, I gotta fucking piss her out of that one.
So Dolph Ziggler faced Seth Rollins in a 30-man Iron Man match for the Intercontinental Championship. We both went with Ziggler retaining here. He obviously did. Everybody knows what happened. It was tied going into the last minute. It looked like the show was over. Kurt Angle reset the clock, and then he lost after unsudden death. Whatever. Cool. Right?
Whatever. Yeah.
I could not enjoy this match at all, Fred. And do you know why?
I was very distracted.
I was very distracted.
I'll let you tell you why.
And from about the 18-minute mark, I want to say, 18 minutes left, so really the 12-minute mark.
So more than half the match.
Yeah, more than half the match. The crowd started doing 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 chants. Every time they got down to a minute. Okay?
Like the Royal Rumble.
Rumble. And they were doing that. And, okay, cool. Maybe it was funny, one time. No, Fred, did they do that one time, Fred?
They did it every fucking minute.
Fuck that crowd.
No. Except for the last minute.
It did not.
The one that actually made sense. It would have... I don't know how ironic they were being, or if they're just that stupid. I'm going with the latter, because, I don't understand what happened. So, yeah, right. Excuse me, as I burp a lot, because I had a lot of seltzer. Seltzer. I could not enjoy this match, because I wanted to, I was trying to, but the fucking crowd kept, that's all I could think about was the crowd.
Wrestling fans...
And they were annoying me.
...are great people. We're all wrestling fans, right? There's a lot of really good wrestling fans out there. There are a lot of really bad wrestling fans out there. And it's not that it's you can't have fun when you're there.
In all shapes or forms.
We've talked about crowds booing an entire match that nobody cared about and let them have their fun. This is totally different. This is just trolling. This is not to be funny anymore. I'm sure it was fun in the moment when it was happening, but this made the entire last match of the show completely unwatchable to me. I was just getting more and more irritated as every fucking minute fucking ticked away.
Yeah, it's I get pissed when the WWE lowers the mics so you don't hear the loud Roman Reigns stuff, but I would have actually preferred it this time if they did it. And then WWE tried to take the clock away. So everyone still did it, or
chanting "Where's the clock?" And then they just did it at random times anyway. And did it twice a minute from that point.
Back. It was maybe they were just drained out at that point, but it was, this was like probably gonna be, or was actually the best match of the show, besides the New Day match.
It might be the crowd might have tainted it for me, but it wasn't as good as I expected it to be.
I feel a little choppy at times. I'll give it that. It wasn't a classic by any means.
Well, when we were watching it, we were talking about the fact that, like, it's really ridiculous that the first, like, 4 falls are falls that would never happen if this was just a regular singles match.
I hate that.
Like, it was happening so much.
From a clothesline.
Yeah.
Finn Balor would hit you with a fucking coup de grace in 1916, whatever the fuck it's called, then, like, you still get, like, a 2 count,
Yeah,
but, like, an Iron Man match, like a big boot will give you a 3 count.
It's like if Roman Reigns had it, it'd be the one time his fucking Superman punch would win a match.
Yeah, like a Superman punch would win. That's a good example. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. So
that doesn't make sense.
I didn't think it was that great. In all honesty, that's just me talking. So I thought it was decent.
I didn't think it was as good as people thought it was. Maybe because
definitely not.
Maybe because I had high expectations for the match because of how good they are. I just think that some of it was a little choppy. I wouldn't say it was terrible by any means, but
it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
I expected more, I guess.
I also honestly think maybe if I rewatch it on mute, maybe I'll enjoy it. That wouldn't be the first time I've had to do that in wrestling, to enjoy a match.
Talk shows on mute.
Yeah. Nice. Incubus, motherfuckers.
Incubus.
Alright, let's jump around. The 2 pre-show matches, I didn't watch Cien versus Sin Cara, so who cares? We knew he was going to win. Sanity, I did see the Sanity versus New Day match.
One of the matches I missed.
It was really good. There were really good spots in this match. Dude, I don't know why, but New Day is the MVP of the pre-show. Every time they're on a pre-show, they fucking bring it.
They always kill it.
Yeah, and it was a tables match, and Sanity has done some crazy shit. Remember their shit in War Games and all that?
Yeah.
So, they're great. So, I was very happy with this. It was a quick match. It was 8 minutes, but it was enjoyable. I think it actually probably should have been on the main show.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, maybe if I'm looking at the card right now, but we're both looking at the same card, actually.
The WWE Championship match, maybe?
Maybe it's actually better for me to look at it this way. I think maybe if Finn Balor and Corbin should have been on the pre-show, because I didn't think it had much of a build.
I forgot there was a match.
And the tag team match should have maybe opened the show.
Yeah.
Would have reminded me of Hardys versus Dudleys back at Royal Rumble 2000 back in the day.
Nice reference, bro.
It was cool, right?
Speaking of tag teams, the Raw Tag Team Champion opened up the main Extreme Rules show. B-Team took on Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. And we got new champs. Me and Fred were...
New championes.
Me and Fred were dead wrong about that.
Yeah.
Apparently the B team has not run its course.
I'm happy for that.
I'm happy they won. Like, they probably deserve it. I mean...
I think they do.
Kind of been jobbers most of their careers, but, it's cool to give them a title reign.
What does Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt really need the straps for? They
don't.
I don't know. I guess hopefully the B team will feud with Revival, and that'll be maybe they'll stretch that out, and it'll be a really good feud. But it looks like this past week on Raw,
put the title on Revival in that aspect, right? You got it.
Yeah. I think they deserve it.
There's no way they escape without it, right?
Yeah, I know, but I don't know if that program's gonna happen soon because Wyatt and Hardy confronted the B team after their match on Raw this week. So
now disclosure, full disclosure, I didn't watch any of SmackDown, and I only watched half of Raw, so. Was there any hints of a heel turn from Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, or they just confronted them?
They cut up one of their backstage promos, in the with the mist coming up and shit like that, But they sounded like they weren't being playful and stuff like that. So it kind of seems like
a little darker now.
Yeah, a little darker stuff like that. So
interesting.
I don't know if they're. I would like for them to go heel, but then
I think they should at this point.
Yeah, but
I've been clamoring for it for the last couple of weeks. I
feel like
who gives a shit about a face Bray Wyatt? He's so boring.
But well, yeah, that's true. But then what other face tag teams do you have besides B Team? Really, you have Revival.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just trying to think as far as that.
Wouldn't take much.
What other tag teams do they have right now besides the 3 of them?
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, that's right. Where the hell have they been?
Yeah, we say this every week. Where the fuck?
Right? Yeah, one of them must be hurt. I don't know.
No, they've been on Raw, just in the background. They were on Raw 2 weeks ago during the
Oh.
During the Roman Reigns Bobby Lashley brawl.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind. I thought maybe they were
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
hurt, or maybe they're saving them for a little bit or something.
Yeah, the tag team division on Raw is just very weak right now. Oh, look, there's the Authors of Pain. Just every fucking time. They're actually wrestling right now.
Oh, yeah, they were, that's right. They were on Raw this week, confirmed. So,
right.
Oops, my bad. So, it must have cut out on the Hulu version because I didn't see them on the Hulu version. So, they probably just squashed some people, I'm assuming they're going to do
I'm going to say Heath Slater and Rhino. Let's see. We're just going to wait it out while we...
Well, they just stand there.
They stand. Why are you stopping?
Of course. You have it on...
No intros? Oh, the other guys get an intro? Alright, I'm just going to fast forward. Oh, Titus Worldwide.
Titus Worldwide.
Titus O'Neil has the worst theme song in WWE.
I know it. Like, I'm always expecting it to have, like, something, you know, like, some kind of craziness, like some kind of hard-ass beat or something like that, you know, it's just like... I was like, alright, this is stupid, you know? So.
It's the same theme song that the Primetime Players had, too. You'd think they would update that, but nope! Anyway,
should we talk about this next match really quick? As Finn Balor defeated Baron, TGI Fridays, Waiter, Moist, Corbin?
No.
Okay, it was a match, and Balor won. So
okay, cool.
It.
Next.
This is the other one I missed. The second half I watched, but the first one... See, Craig, maybe you should talk about this more.
So, Carmella once again faced Asuka for the SmackDown Women's Championship with James Ellsworth suspended above the ring in a shark cage.
Good advantage for Asuka. Yeah, so this should have gone well, right?
Dude, fuck WWE's booking of Asuka.
What do you mean?
Dude,
what happened?
I'm so tired of Carmella defending the odds and cheating her way to win. Like, Asuka was on the brink of becoming a very, very incredibly over superstar. Yeah. Right? And they just popped the fucking balloon, and she barely doesn't get a reaction anymore. Like, I'm really worried about what they're doing with her. And I don't even remember how. I know James Ellsworth got suspended. He got out of the cage, and he was stuck to the bottom of the cage, so he was just hanging.
Oh, really?
So this part of the match was funny, because she just kicked him like a piñata. Yeah, so that part was funny, but again, Carmella fucking defies the odds again, and beats Asuka again, cheating again. 5 minutes. 5-minute match. Asuka's losing. Asuka used to never fucking lose, and now she's on a losing streak. We should bring that up. Bring up the fact that she's on a losing streak.
Fucking crazy, right?
The reverse streak. Fuck.
Actually, I wanted to bring this up to as I wrote this down. See, I write notes again, people. Because I actually watched the show. So, you know, with this Asuka thing happening, now, you know, for the last month, or especially since this past SmackDown, they're really going for this Becky Lynch underdog. She's calling herself Becky Balboa. You know, she's really, like, clamoring for a world title shot at Carmella. You know, and I think she's going to get it probably at SummerSlam. Now, I listened last week to the show, and you haven't really been behind this thing with her.
Becky?
Yeah, and this, like, whole...
No, I like it.
Streak and...
I like it.
You said, like, debatable about something that we were talking about with Becky. You're like, I was, like, excited for it, and you're like, debate. I thought you said debatable.
Oh, maybe. Maybe I said that.
Maybe it was, I don't know.
Maybe it was the alcohol talking? I don't know. I liked how they built her up for the Money in the Bank ladder match, but I felt like they didn't do anything since that from, like... I guess because she didn't have a program for Extreme Rules, so maybe I thought it was over, and then, like, I'm like, why did they go to all that trouble to build her up to not do anything with her? And I guess they were just putting her on the fucking, you know, putting her on the side of saving her for later.
Oh, okay, never mind. All right.
No, go ahead.
No. I was just trying to figure out why you thought that. So okay.
It seems like Becky's gonna get the title match at SummerSlam.
Yeah, so I think this is where they're going with it, or else it's just a complete waste of time or whatever. You know, for her to have this fucking storyline. I hope it happens because people love Becky Lynch still. Yeah, she cuts a great promo all the time. I still really get behind her. I mean,
you wish.
Yeah, well, you know. I mean, I'm totally cool with that, but It seems like this has been dragging for a while, and now this is going to happen. I guess I don't see Asuka getting a rematch, but
what do they do with her?
Like, does Becky beat Carmella, and then
what the fuck does
Asuka gets
Asuka
diminished more by like losing twice, and Becky beat Carmella? Maybe, I'm saying hypothetically.
Maybe Asuka goes the Shinsuke route, and they just like become this like Japanese heel men-women power trip. I would actually kind of like that. Now that I think about it.
It would be cool.
Like, maybe she just gets frustrated and then she starts doing what Shinsuke did. I was going to say low blow people, but it doesn't really work with women.
The cunt punt.
The cunt... We have an episode name.
Oh, no. Way to get rid of our any female listeners that are... I don't even know. Do we have female listeners?
We do.
Do we?
No.
I wish we can do stats like who's a male, who's a female, like who's in between or whatever. Like, I wonder if a tranny's listening to our show.
We did talk about a crossdresser for a long time, so maybe.
No, that was a long time ago, Craig. So let's not bring that up, and let's get to the next match, please.
Okay, if you want to.
It happened a while ago.
Speaking of the Japanese
so it's time to let it go, to not talk about it anymore.
I'm trying to move on, but you keep talking about it.
Are you, though? Because I feel like you're about to say something about it, but I'm going to beat you to the punch and say, yes, I dated a crossdresser by accident, okay? There you beat you to the punch. I knew you were going to say that exact phrase.
That time I wasn't going to say anything, but...
Well, fuck me then.
Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Jeff Hardy for the WWE United States Championship in 6 seconds.
What?
This was a very, 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 very storyline-driven segment. There was no match. Shinsuke low-blowed him before the referee could start the match. The referee missed it. They started the match anyway because Jeff said, he's a fighting champion. He said, I can do it. And then he just immediately hit the Kinshasa, and that was it. 1, 2, 3. I loved that. I thought that was really good. Like, there's 12 matches. We talked about that last week. There was too many fucking matches. They couldn't all be fucking 8, 10, 15-minute matches. You had to have a throwaway match. So it was the Shinsuke-Jeff Hardy match. Shinsuke wins his first main roster championship, which is cool. I was
glad it didn't even really go long.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really wanted to see this go too long. I mean, it probably would have been good, but...
Yeah. The bigger thing was...
Yeah, the big... Yeah, we just touched hands again. Stop touching my shoulder. Okay, the big news was the return of Randy Orton, and kind of came out of nowhere, like the RKO. And why does everybody keep asking about CM Punk? CM Punk.
Want to just answer quickly? No, he's not coming back to the WWE.
Yeah, CM Punk's not coming back.
He has more of a chance of fighting again in the UFC than he does in the WWE.
And that's also very unlikely, too.
Exactly.
So, moving on. Randy Orton returned. Looked like he was going to do something to Shinsuke. Shinsuke had this big scaredy cat face thing that he was doing, like he was going to get his ass kicked. And then Randy Orton low blow Jeff Hardy instead.
Lots of nuts being hit and
crowd was not happy about this.
No.
So the return and heel turn of Randy Orton. I mean, I only said it like 500 fucking weeks in a row. The dude needed to turn heel because when he was still around before his knee injury, he was the most boring face on SmackDown. And SmackDown has been good.
Bad, dude. Yeah, even with the Wyatt family, he was horrible.
He was still a fucking babyface.
And we're not talking about CM Punk and the trial stuff, guys, because I don't really care.
Yeah, I don't care either.
Yeah. We'll talk about anything else except for that.
We're talking about Extreme Rules and SummerSlam. So Randy Orton, rather than pick up a feud with Shinsuke, decides to turn heel, takes out Jeff Hardy. I heard on SmackDown he really beat the shit out of Jeff Hardy, too. I missed it. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I wanted to talk about is I did not see the match. I saw what happened. They showed a replay of the heel turn. Then the next past Tuesday, Jeff Hardy gets his rematch clause. They have a pretty decent, good, TV match. Nothing crazy or anything like that. And fucking Randy Orton beats the shit out of Jeff Hardy. Actually, instead of dragging him by the hair, takes his finger, fish hooks it in his fucking gauge hole in his ear, and is dragging him to the announcer's table.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, even showed they had a great shot of this girl in the crowd wincing in pain, like she felt like how much it hurt and stuff. Wow. I thought they actually did. That was really good. So I can't believe it. I feel like I'm having a stroke right now when I say that Randy Orton was by far the best part of SmackDown this past Tuesday.
I think that's probably the unlikeliest duo for us to ever say, like, had a really good segment.
Oh.
Well, I take
Best
that...
and Randy, at the same sentence.
I was going to say, except for that time that Rusev had a random feud with Titus O'Neil, and me and Fred loved it for some reason. It was the most... And me and Fred
awesome.
We were the only people who liked that feud, ever.
That's true. Yeah, that was fucking awesome. It had no right to be awesome, but it was. Titus O'Neil was just throwing it out there, man.
All right, so Orton's back. So that changes the SmackDown main eventer scene. I mean, he's a heel now, so you got...
What do you see, triple threat at SummerSlam at this point?
Yeah, for the U.S. title.
It doesn't seem like completely
I don't know.
maybe on Shinsuke's side.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe it's just him and Jeff at this point, and Shinsuke does something else. I mean, they still got about a month until SummerSlam, so they could build this up over the next couple weeks. Something to keep our eyes out for.
All right. I also missed this match, but Kevin Owens, quote-unquote, defeated Braun Strowman by, quote-unquote, escaping the cage.
That's right. Kevin Owens did win, so that's all we got to talk about, right? Yep, we should just move on. Kevin Owens defied the odds and beat Braun Strowman.
Yeah, definitely did it very safely and did not die, so that was 2 thumbs up on my end.
That's weird. It says Kevin Owens totally Shane McMahon this moment. Why would it say that on this?
Did he dance beforehand?
He must have done that shuffle thing.
I think so, and he was saying, money, 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 money.
No, it was, in all seriousness, Kevin really took a fucking nasty fall to end up losing the match.
He's been dying all over the place lately.
Yeah, dude. Kevin Owens is like the fucking MVP of WWE right
He's
now.
the Jeff Hardy of 2000.
Yeah, he really is. He is. He does all the big fucking
God.
spots. Yeah, like he did that fucking huge jump off the fucking ladder and Money in the Bank and never came back.
Money in the Bank. He fell off the Hell in the Cell against Shane McMahon.
Right.
There's a bunch of other, a couple other things here and there.
Did the porta potty thing 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, well, quote unquote, that was a big thing, but and he's been. I don't know, man. What's going on? Is he gonna take some time off for some reason? Like, I mean, he's been getting his fucking ass kicked.
I don't know. I'm always worried about what they're gonna do with him because, like, I'm almost afraid of that. Like, I feel like they're kind of trying to build him up as like this. What are we talking about? We're talking about wrestling. WWE.
Wrestling.
I feel like they're trying to build him up as like this, like kind of like Jeff Hardy, like back in like 1999 or 98, or whatever year he debuted, like trying to make him like known for these high risks now, and that's all well and good. But I mean, look at Jeff now; the guy can fucking barely move. But also,
that's true.
Like he's a heel, so it's kind of weird that they're making him their go-to guy for all these big spots. I'm wondering if they're thinking about a babyface turn for him, and if they are, I'm very worried about that. I
can never see him as a babyface.
He was a babyface for like 5 seconds in NXT.
And the whole storyline with Braun, is very weird because he's supposed to be the bad guy, but Braun is really acting like a bad guy. He's being a bully. He's really trying to hurt him.
Yeah.
Even the next night on Raw.
Vandalizing his car.
Yeah, like even the next night on Raw, like he had a backstage interview and basically was laughing about it. So I don't really get the program. It's very stupid for me. I'm glad it's done. Hopefully Owens is safe and, comes back shortly. That's all I got to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that.
Short.
The Bludgeon Brothers faced Team Hell No for the SmackDown Tag Titles.
And defeated
them. Bludgeon Brothers beat them up earlier in the show. Apparently Kane has a real leg injury. So that's why he was like barely in the match at all.
I think that kind of makes sense now because I was talking about, maybe I did talk about it on the show, but he fought the Usos, him and Daniel Bryan.
Right.
And he just looked like, I know Kane's not the most gifted wrestler, but he looked really, really bad. Like, his age showed hardcore in this match.
Maybe they shouldn't keep bringing back guys who are fucking, like, in their late 30s, early 40s.
That would be smart, Craig.
Yeah, you would think about it. They would really think about that. I mean...
I would love that, but...
How many times has somebody been like, man, I'm going to go to the show to see Kane? Ever.
One.
One guy. Tim.
Love you, Tim.
Are you watching, Tim?
I don't know.
Nope.
Nope.
So no, they protected Daniel Bryan because he was kind of outnumbered most of the match, and the Bludgeon Brothers won. I kind of thought they would. So I don't know. I guess it continues. I don't know. I didn't watch SmackDown, so I have no fucking idea, man.
Yeah, well, The Miz had a funeral for Team Hell No.
I heard about this. Yeah,
as his Miz TV segment. I thought it was typical Miz goodness. Played up the funeral part and how Kane is 6 feet under now and all that stuff. So maybe that was kind of their way of writing off Kane. Then he took his glasses off and really laid into Daniel Bryan about how much of a loser he is, and since he came back. Daniel Bryan music hits. The ushers are in the runway to try to, interfere and not get to the Miz. But Daniel Bryan comes from the other way and attacks him from behind, and we get a quick breakup. So that was a good segment, I thought.
Yeah, I mean...
Anything? Miz wasn't even on Extreme Rules. I was surprised. But I guess we're starting this program.
Yeah, I guess it's happening at SummerSlam.
Starting, baby!
I guess it's just happening now, man. I was kind of hoping they were saving it for Rumble for WrestleMania. But yeah, I guess they're going with it now. I'm okay with it.
It's so long, though.
Yeah, it is a long way.
Especially if you're... it would be different if, they weren't doing its own pay-per-views. So you had some more time to do stuff.
Yeah,
but,
you're
now
right.
that they're doing these co-shows, it's hard to.
No, you're right. Yeah, and I mean, they gotta make SummerSlam's gotta have some high-profile matches that people want to see, too. So
it's gonna be 10 hours long anyway, so...
Yeah, they gotta at this point, they gotta convince me to watch SummerSlam, because it's really hard for me to watch these pay-per-views these days.
Grand Metalik versus Cedric Alexander 3.
I'd kill myself.
Wait a minute, I thought they only fought once. No. They fought the second time earlier in the show, and now they're fighting the third match later in the show.
Wow.
We're having the same match twice? I can see that happening, folks.
I wouldn't be surprised. I guess so
where are we going with this?
The most
what the hell are we talking about?
The most highly anticipated or built match of the show was Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns. Bob Lashley. And I don't want to say the match was bad, because it wasn't. It wasn't great. But here we are. And I mean, it makes more sense with how the rest of the week played out. God, what's with the fucking trolls on Periscope today? So, I mean, Bobby Lashley won, and he beat Roman Reigns, and it's
I was very surprised.
No, I don't think a lot of people were seeing that. I know Bobby
said it right away that Roman Reigns was winning.
Yeah, we didn't even question it. But of course, they immediately are going to negate it, because on Raw they started, everybody is vying for the championship, the Universal Championship.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman came out and he said, okay, I'll agree to a match at SummerSlam. You need to pick an opponent. So he gets to keep his title. We're
going to talk about this now? I wanted to talk about this segment.
Yeah, so 6 fucking guys come out in a row. That same old bullshit. We're like, are they...
Stereotypical. Next person.
Yeah.
One up you.
So who was it? It was Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins...
Finn Balor. Elias.
Drew McIntyre.
And
Bobby Lashley. So, Kurt Angle set up 2 triple threat matches to basically... Whoever wins those 2 matches will face each other next week. And the winner of that match will face Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam.
Yep.
So here we are. And who won those 2 fucking matches, Fred?
Fucking Bob Lashley and Roman Reigns.
So,
just as I fucking put my whole life savings on.
So there you go. So despite the fact that we said, look, there's no way fucking Roman Reigns loses this match, he did lose, but guess what? Guess what, guys? It doesn't matter, because he's going to win next week.
He's going to win next week. Whatever. I just want to get this shit over with.
You know what really annoyed me? Kurt Angle getting confronted by Baron Corbin later, and he was like, well, you picked those 6 guys, and you didn't, I'm not, why am I not in the match?
Yeah, right.
And he was like, because you lost last night. I'm like, oh, really, Kurt? Because so did Roman Reigns. So did Seth Rollins. It's like, there's a lot of guys there. Drew McIntyre didn't fucking wrestle. Like, why, what is your reason? Your reasoning is terrible.
Oh, of course. there's no rhyme or reason. It's just like Baron Corbin's music didn't hit before the other fucking people's did, and that's why he's not in the match.
Right.
You know, if he was number 3, maybe he would. I want to talk about this segment more.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll stop for a second.
Yeah, let's go.
You saw the opening segment.
Yes.
I really didn't like this segment.
No?
I don't... No. Paul Heyman's usually, very good at everything, and he tried his best to make it work, but it just wasn't working for me, man. Because the whole thing with me is like, I don't find it believable because Heyman is like basically pleading and begging to suck Kurt Angle's cock to like for Brock not to be stripped of the title.
Yeah.
But if Brock actually cared, he would fucking show up. No? I mean, why are you pleading with him? Why are you pleading to Kurt Angle if the fucking guy isn't even there? It's like, he obviously doesn't give a shit, so I don't find it believable. And then, so Paul Heyman makes his argument to Kurt Angle, saying that Brock wants to be the UFC Heavyweight Championship while still being the Universal Champion.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Just like, quote-unquote, Kurt had his title runs with his Olympic gold medals. Okay. 1, the Olympic gold was real life and not part of his wrestling persona.
Well, technically UFC is also real.
I mean, but it was part of his persona.
Yeah, right. Part of his gimmick.
It was a prop for the WWE. It was a great accomplishment. I know that.
Yes.
2, he wasn't defending the Olympic gold while defending his world titles.
Well,
no, he wasn't.
Technically.
No, he wasn't.
No, you're right.
Technically, yes. If you beat Kurt Angle, then yeah, you should get his award too.
Yeah,
but you beat a wrestler. I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
And 3, he wasn't going back and forth from like the WWE to the Olympics every fucking 4 years. So
very true.
We all know Brock doesn't give a shit. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it a bad. They're trying to make it a bad guy to the crowd so that everybody, cheers for Roman Reigns and all that stuff at SummerSlam. That ain't gonna happen. I'm telling you guys right now, this not only was this segment horrible, but this whole thing is horrible. I just want this to end now. I want Roman Reigns to be champion so I can live on. But like, fucking Brock Lesnar, I'm done with him, man. I'm done with him. I'm done. I really am.
I don't know what happened to
I don't know. Hey, what's up, Jan?
Maybe our Periscope feed might have crapped out.
You want me to check?
The thing might have died. I don't know.
It died!
I don't know, man. Why isn't this working? I don't even know where to go. Broadcast?
Still on.
Maybe I just have a poor connection.
Maybe.
I mean, it's kind of working. So back to Extreme Rules. So, oh god,
back to Extreme Rules. I guess you liked that segment a little more than I did. Then.
I didn't mind it as much as you did. I didn't like go in hating it. I'm like, they gotta fucking come up with some reason. Like, fucking Brock Lesnar still wants the title, even though he clearly doesn't. So I think they just like wanna. I have no idea, man. I have no fucking idea. I have no idea.
Just say he's a prize fighter. Like, hey, he doesn't show up all the time, but he wants to know that he's the best. And the commentators brought up a couple times that Finn Balor has been waiting 2 years to get his fucking rematch. Guys, he can get his rematch whenever he wants. He never got it back in the first place.
Need I remind
you? He was owed it.
Need I remind you that he said something, one of the stupidest things of all time to Kurt Angle when he confronted him about his spot in the Royal Rumble. He's like, I never got my one-on-one title match at rematches for the Universal title. So if I have to go through the Royal Rumble to win it, then so be it. I'm like, no, that's a terrible fucking idea, Finn, you dumb fuck.
Yeah.
You dumb fuck.
Why did you say the second sentence?
Yeah,
just say the first one. You've been like, okay, at Royal Rumble, you'll face Brock. Easy peasy. Well, Jesus, man. Okay, so Bobby Lashley, Roman, whatever.
We know where this is going.
Yeah.
Fucking Roman's gonna beat Bobby next week. He's gonna face Brock at fucking SummerSlam. And guess what's gonna happen? He's gonna finally beat him.
Right.
And then Braun's going to cash in.
I don't mind if, like, Roman Reigns would have won this next match coming up the next week, hypothetically, and go into SummerSlam. It couldn't have been, like, a Seth Rollins or an Elias. Did it have to be Bobby Lashley? I guess it had to have been because he beat Roman Reigns.
Oh, my God, no. Fred, it's the John Cena effect. If you lose that first match, you're going to lose 7 more after that. It's just how it does. It's the fucking John Cena formula. Let's talk about this next match, because this was Extreme Rules, right? Extreme Rules started...
Rules Extremos.
Started with the ECW pay-per-views, with the Extreme, one-night stands.
Which they mentioned in the show, actually.
Yeah, and then they, then they went to WWE and made, like, their own ECW show, and, like, then they banned... every match wasn't, like, an ECW match where there's no fucking rules. So then, like, every once in a while, they're like, okay, we're going to do it for one thing. And they started calling it Extreme Rules matches, which is basically ECW back in the day. But, with shitty WWE wrestlers.
Okay.
But it wasn't all the time. So now now they have a pay-per-view. This is the evolution. It went from One Night Stand to WWE One Night Stand to WWE Extreme Rules. This used to be a pay-per-view full of fucking crazy high spots and crazy shit happening. Okay, Kevin Owens taking that big jump was awesome, right? The table match was pretty good too. But the only Extreme Rules match on this fucking card was Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. And Fred, boy, I don't know about you, man, but this match was fucking utter dog shit. It was terrible. It
was really not a good match.
No! It was terrible! Fucking terrible!
I mean, Ronda Rousey was the best part of it.
I started talking like Jerry Seinfeld there.
It was terrible!
It was terrible!
I don't know what to do. It was terrible!
They should do an Aziz and Jerry Seinfeld show at this point. It'd be amazing. It'd be amazing!
It'd be amazing.
I mean, what's the deal with Aziz over here?
I'll say something, and then he'll say something, and then I'll say something back. I'm like, whoa, conversation!
It's dead on.
Dead on. Oh no!
Alright, I need a beer. Yeah, what? Do we have to talk about this match at all? I don't want to.
We don't really have to talk about it too much. Alexa Bliss was accompanied by Mickie James. So Nia Jax came out with Natalya. Okay, that's fine and all that stuff.
I can't find Bliss for the Confident by Mickie James.
Alexa, stop. We just have a podcast with nothing now. Just utter silence.
I can't. Every damn time.
I know, we always forget. Rob Hoss has joined us on the Facebook Live
He's saying
feed.
the best part was when Orton came back. That was a top moment of the show. Correct.
That was, yes.
I don't really remember this match too much, Bliss and Nia Jax. I remember them
fucking
fighting
Ronda
over a
got
trash
involved,
can and making it like they're acting like it's like a barbed wire 2x4. Like, for Christ's sakes,
no,
like, it's a shitty trash can lid.
One of those tinfoil ones. Like,
yeah, like you could buy it like. Supermarket, the supermarket.
Dude, and this match, not only was it like not extreme, it wasn't crazy. There was no spots where everybody went, holy shit. Like, okay, there was one part where she did a military press to fucking Alexa and she fell on the little tin can. Like, but
whatever.
Aside from that, this match was not crazy. So fucking Ronda and Rousey gets involved. I honestly cannot remember, less than a week later, how it ended. But all I know is fucking Alexa retained. And of course she did, because
she hit the DDT on a chair.
They cannot do another Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss match, because they are terrible. And any time Alexa Bliss is involved in a match that involves a kendo stick, it will be shitty. So just keep Alexa, the human kendo stick, away from actual kendo sticks, because they fucking suck. They don't go together.
Ken don't stick.
Ken don't. I like
that. Ken don't fight Nia again.
Not.
I mean, she's not like most girls, okay? Whatever. This was just a terrible match.
It was bad.
It wasn't good. I mean, Ronda Rousey was the best part. Alexa Bliss and Mickie James come out the next night on Raw. They gloat and all that stuff. Ronda Rousey comes through the crowd, beats her up, almost puts her in the arm bar, but was broken up by the refs and Kurt Angle. Added another week of suspension to her already sentence, and then it was a whole thing with Constable Corbin, going to report this to Stephanie because it was a whole stupid thing. But anyway, Ronda Rousey is gonna face Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam now for the Raw Women's Championship.
Yes.
So, okay, I mean, that'll be good. I'm not gonna say anything else really besides that. I don't know.
Sure.
I love Ronda in WWE right now, so
I'm all for it.
This could have been against Alicia Fox, so I still would have cared. So it's all good.
I still would have cared.
Let's just get to the last match we wanted to talk about. Man. We already talked about Dolph. So AJ Styles defends the WWE Championship against
Rusev Machka.
Rusev Day. And defeated him.
Yes, I mean, we all knew that was coming. There was no real moment of this match where anybody was expecting Rusev to win. It was a solid.
It was solid.
Solid. Nothing earth-shattering. Nobody's going to go back and call this match of the year. But not a dud. Not a dud like Alexa versus Nia. So there's that.
Yeah. I feel like with Rusev,
silver lining.
It's weird. It's like he's good.
He's not main event good.
But there's like that little something. Yeah, there's that little something missing that I thought maybe he would get out of this AJ Styles match, but didn't because the performance wasn't there. It was just a typical Rusev match, which is fine. But I was hoping for something that would escalate him to the next level. I guess
Yeah.
Or elevate. I'm sorry, to the next level.
Yeah. No, I kind of feel like it was just kind of like AJ is going to wrestle around you, and he's going to win, and then you're going to go back to not being in main events.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like to me.
Then on SmackDown this past week, AJ Styles fought and defeated Andrade Cien Almas. I thought that was actually a better match than the one with Rusev, or maybe just on par with it.
I wasn't really a big fan of Andrade when he first debuted in NXT, and I was like, this guy's so boring, and his fucking like suspenders and his fucking hat with a feather, and I'm like, this guy sucks. And then he had that feud with Gargano, won the NXT title, and I kind of ever since that moment when he won the NXT title from McIntyre, I was like, no, he's not that bad, really. It's just they just didn't pair him up with anybody for like a good year.
Well, Selena Vega helps a lot.
Yeah, she brought a lot to his character because like he doesn't really speak English that well, so
yeah.
She's really good too. Like she kind of reminds me of Melina a little bit.
Yeah,
that's
a good
like
comparison.
A little fire, like
the Hispanic Melina. Even though she's probably Hispanic too, but
I think she is.
Okay, well,
there we go. So that was Extreme Rules.
What was I gonna say about that though? The one thing I like to say about AJ is that the guy can't have a bad match, even though this wasn't that great. And then like even when I'm watching it with Cien, even though he was world champ, he could have really just like squashed Cien Almas, and that was pretty much it. But like AJ Styles, I feel like is like a true champion and represents the company and the talent really well, because like he's the only one that can make someone look really good and give them a ton of offense and everything like that. But you still know that AJ Styles is the real deal and that he's awesome. And, he can hang and stuff like that with the best of them. So, I don't know. I mean, I know it's obvious and everything like that, but I just kind of, felt like I wanted to say it.
Yeah, and it's just like, that's really what you that's why you put the WWE title on a guy like that.
It's the opposite of Brock.
Yeah, he's like The Rock back in the day, really. Like, Rock could wrestle anybody.
And he lost a lot, too.
He lost a lot.
To Triple H and Stone Cold.
But, I mean, he would have fucking awesome matches with, like, guys like Kane and, like, okay, I was going to say Chris Benoit, but it's like, Benoit was an amazing wrestler.
Yeah,
but, like,
it's not hard.
You know what I mean? Like, he would have, like, singles matches on Raw, against whoever, like...
He lifted up Jericho.
Yeah. He elevated Jericho to a main eventer. Mm-hmm. Mick Foley.
He had that great little TV match against Eddie Guerrero back when he came back from rehab.
Yeah,
it was only like one time, but
2002. Right?
Yeah. Actually, Austin. Right after that, Austin was supposed to feud with Eddie.
Right,
they were supposed to get into a program, and then Austin walked
left,
out. Yeah, with the whole Brock Lesnar King of the Ring thing. So, see, what could have been, huh?
What could have been.
What could have been.
So here we are.
Here we are.
So we
I just have any
SummerSlam.
other notes, I guess, or I just wanted to just double check here.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Oh,
You
man.
watched more of this shit than I did.
How much time do we got?
We're at about 50 minutes.
All right. Do we want to get into Sasha Banks and Bayley at some point? Because I feel like we've been avoiding it because it hasn't jived with Extreme Rules.
Yeah, let's go for it. I actually did catch most of the shit.
We
that
haven't
happened
really
this
talked
week.
about it.
Yeah, let's go for it, man. Let's do this. It's time.
Okay, so Kurt is backstage with Bayley. Bayley's saying that the therapy between Sasha Banks and Bayley didn't work, and that's going to be it. But Kurt Angle has a great idea. He's going to have the two of them in a tag team match at the end. Dana Brooke and Alicia Fox. Whatever TV match at the in the outside of the ring. Bayley gets beat up by Dana Brooke and Alicia Fox, but Bayley makes a save and allows her to escape free from harm. So,
right.
Backstage they're talking to each other, and it's very odd. Sasha Banks said, "Oh, now I get why you get awkward when I say I love you too," because she felt I felt very awkward when Bayley said that to me when Sasha said it to Bayley. But then I was just like, wait a minute, I say that to Craig all the time. Now I know why he's awkward about it.
Yeah, it's awkward.
I'm sorry, man.
It's awkward. It's all right, man.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. We've resolved this, so.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because how awkward things can be because you still have to express yourself. So I love you, Craig.
But you just
through thick and thin,
thick and thin Balor.
Shut up.
How you holding up, man? Because kind of had a rough. We had a rough close last week.
Yeah, I know, dude. But it's bridge under the water under the bridge.
I just wanted.
Bridge under the water. What is it, like a town or something?
That's how it normally goes, actually.
Fuck.
I'm
in high spirits. I know that you would think I'm maybe depressed and all that stuff, but I've been reading a lot and watching a lot of Tony Robbins and stuff like that. So I'm back on the right track, man. Can't be derailed.
Okay. All right. That's good, man. I'm happy.
I'm not like the Crazy Train. I'm not going off the rails like Crazy Train.
Right.
That is what I'm saying.
Sorry.
Is that Opie and Anthony?
I don't know what that was.
So I'm glad about that. It's all right.
Sorry,
Craig,
man.
But it's before an hour, so
listen,
we can get going anyway.
Listen, I realized my mistake. I kind of went a little. I went a little rough on you there. I should have maybe talked about this with you privately. It's all right. No worries about it. It's just such a weird thing to do, really, when you think about it. To make up a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And go on for it. I can kind of understand for maybe a week, you just be like, oh yeah, I fucked this girl, and then be like, oh cool, man, and then you move on, and then you never talk about that person again because it never happened. But no, for you, I gotta give you credit, man. You committed to a long-term burn, and
it's all right, man. Yeah, it's gonna be okay.
Especially the part where, like
I said,
you were
I made
so
mistakes.
desperate to stay on the show that you hired an
strong
escort.
Word.
It was so it. You hired an escort to come to my house, which was probably actually not cool with my 3-year-old son around when you think about it.
Didn't think of that.
Yeah, you didn't think about that part. And
kids gotta grow up sometime.
It's a little early for that. He's 3.
3 going on 30.
No, that's not how it works.
Yeah,
the whole.
I got it, Craig. You don't have to recap. People. Episode 93, Mucho Machka. You can go back to the very end of that show and you could replay that whole thing. So.
Or you could just listen to me, and I can talk about it a lot actually, because there's this part when you paid her in front of me. It was just it was a little odd. And then I'm still kind of confused about how the whole thing continued after that, because I feel like you convinced yourself that Destiny Destiny the escort
Right.
was actually this person you had made up, Maria. And, like, so you actually continued the lie so much so that you actually started paying her to just spend time with you. Now, did you actually get anything out of that money you spent?
Oh, okay. We're going with questions now.
I'm sorry. I just
didn't know there was a Q&A.
I feel like we didn't clear up everything.
Yeah. What was the question again?
Dude, get your head out of your ass and pay attention, man. I mean, come on.
Maybe I should. Like...
What happened? I mean, you spent a lot of money to keep her around, but, like, did you get anything out of it? Was it at least, like some, like, silver lining? Like, hey, well, I fucked her, so... that part.
No, I actually didn't have sex with her at all.
So the
nothing
story...
at all. But we talked a lot, so that was fine, and it was nice because, it was kind of like what we do for an hour, We talk to each other a lot, so kind of like you and I had I'm turning this into a positive, and saying that, this was a good thing for me.
That's good, man. That's good.
I was able to cry to her and let my feelings
out. Cry to the escort?
Craig, yeah. Everybody's allowed a good cry once in a while, I know you're a robot, but, like, people like to cry here and there,
But to an escort.
dpgopro.com. What? To an escort? Yeah, well...
You cry to your escort?
No.
That's just...
I thought
honestly, because, like...
Now we're getting into other stuff.
Like, these are women in their peak sexuality, and, like, you just...
Usually I'm open,
You became very vulnerable and just broke down in front of her?
No, but... Yeah, I did, Craig.
And, sorry, I don't mean to I really don't mean to be rehashing. I just... We didn't resolve anything, so there's just, like, a few questions I have for you.
Yeah, but it would have been better if we kind of just ended it, and then,
I feel like we tried to end it last week, and then it just...
on me, fool you twice, what? I don't know.
I feel like there's a big elephant in the room, and, like, just, like, we haven't really gotten to the meat of the problem.
What I cried about is what you don't need to know.
You're right over there, bud? Where's that doing so good?
No. Excuse me.
I think Fred's okay. I think he's fine. I think he's going to actually be fine.
I said I wouldn't do this.
Because honestly, days like this, I don't really...
We talked about...
I don't really care about, like,
About the...
I don't know. I don't know what's happening right now.
I was feeling good, and then I was feeling really good, and then I remembered what I talked about with the lovely whore that I was paying. So,
what's wrong with your voice?
No, nothing, dude. Nothing.
Do you have a cold coming up?
Dude, no. There's like onions around or something. Like I had an onion earlier, and I smelled my breath.
I mean, I kind of had salad before.
I ate onions earlier, and then I blew my breath towards my nose. And,
hey, I got an idea.
And now it's tearing.
I have an idea. Let's now that you're in this state, let's not talk about this anymore, and we will sign out and just let this marinate, that big matzo ball once again. So
big.
See, again, we do this thing where we talk about phrasing every week, Fred, and you do this thing where you constantly ignore my advice.
Kick me when I'm down.
I mean, I would. If you went on the ground, I would actually probably kick you. Because, you're there. I mean...
I don't feel very safe.
Especially if you're in my way.
I don't feel very safe.
What are you doing on my floor to begin with?
No, everyone's not on the floor together, so stop.
Why? Who said together? Nobody said together.
No one is. Just stop.
You Peppa Hicks over here just, reading shit?
I'm just thinking about, this... I don't even know if you love me. So, now I'm just...
See, now why do you gotta say something like that? See, why do you gotta say something like that?
Because that was what I was crying to Destiny about.
You're crying
and how lonely I am, and saying that you don't love me. So
well, wait. Now, is it loneliness, or it's some weird obsession that you think that I need to love you?
Maybe it's both.
Oh boy, we've just. Hey, Smart Spots, shut the fuck up. How about that? Sorry. don't know why that came out like that. No, you know what? Fuck you guys.
Goodbyes.
Yeah. So, we got some comments here on Facebook Live, so let's go through these.
Can we stop the podcast now?
Rob Hoss says we should hug it out, fellas.
We could be single. I could be single.
Rob Hoss also saying, so you wasted your money, no handy, nothing at all. Would you like to confirm that?
No, I didn't get any candy out of it. Oh, handy out of it.
Yeah, no, it was that, handy.
Handy. No, I didn't. Is that a hand job?
Yeah, hangy.
A hand dripper?
Yeah, remember the hangies?
No hangies.
Chris said he cries. Yes, this is what's happening right now. He's crying. What's going on with our Periscope? You know,
okay, I left everything on the table on episode 93, and now we're back to where I don't want to be, and now I
thought you said you were all positive, like the Smart Spot bros over here watching us on Periscope.
I never said such a thing. I thought we were
the podcast of positivity.
That's not our show. That's a different show.
Oh, that's a different show. But you were saying you're so positive before.
Mentioning people that I think are stupid, but that's even a really big thing too.
Well, I mean, you're wearing a terrible shirt for that, then.
And my wardrobe isn't right either, so that's another thing. Thanks, Craig. I don't even know if I love...
I thought you were doing good. What happened?
I don't even know if I love me anymore. So.
I didn't hear any of that, but I mean, well, you said you were so positive before. You were taking a new step, taking a new Smart Spot left. Like I thought you turned a new leaf. You were, you're ready to move on. What happened?
I guess the leaf's still on the ground on the same side of where it was from originally.
That's a really specific way of saying that. So
you get the gist, though.
I
just
didn't hear.
Just.
No, I did hear it correct because you just said it right there. Right there is where.
Right in the center.
See,
in the down.
The only mistake that was made here in this last 20 minutes of our show.
Okay.
Was that. So, I know you're feeling a little vulnerable again. I don't know how that happened.
Hang out for a little bit?
It's definitely not...
Well, can we hang out after for a little bit?
I know I feel better about myself knowing that it's not my fault at all. Like...
Are you in a better mood now?
I feel great, actually.
Because I'm in the opposite way of that.
Oh.
I'm in the opposite of that.
So you're in a bad place.
Yes, sir.
You see, saying my house is not a great place? Now I'm insulted, so now I'm going to leave. So,
no, that's not even a thing.
Thanks for tuning in for episode 94 of Wretched Wrestling Podcast. I'm going to let Fred do the plugs again. And what are you talking about?
Now I got to plug things? Like it's just like I'm trying to plug my emotions, and now you want me to plug other things. Like, can't I just do one thing at a time?
You can watch us on Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook Live.
Yeah.
You can follow us on Facebook at Wretched Wrestling and Twitter at Wretched Wrestle.
Why?
You can listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, and sometimes SoundCloud. So I'm gonna go.
Mommy? I gotta call my mommy, I think. Alright. Episode 94 of the Wretched Wrestling Podcast. Again, for if you have a special lady that you want to send dick pics to, I know I don't, but if I did, I would go to dpgopro.com and I would get the referral code WWP, and I would get 5, yes, I said 5, free dick pic in any size. So maybe I need a big picture for a big heart like me. So, skip-de-libby-bop-bop. Good night.